Good afternoon, folks. This is Fred Campos, owner of DFW Website Designers. It is a wonderful Tuesday, July the 13th, 2021. It's episode number 247 of your 3 business tips at 3 o'clock in and around 3 minutes. As I told you yesterday, we're starting a 10-day episode on about dealing with staff, hiring staff, firing staff, everything else. Today, we're going to talk about the latter. We're going to actually talk about letting staff go. We're going to talk about doing it gently, strength focus, and positive references. Small business owners, entrepreneurs, at some point, somewhere, whether it be virtual or in person, you're going to grow to a point where you're going to hire staff. We talked a lot about that yesterday. We'll continue to talk about that in working with staff, dealing with staff, giving them incentives, bonuses, et cetera, et cetera. But today we're going to talk about the dreaded getting rid of staff, firing staff. Now, you may have policies and systems in place. I told you yesterday that my pastor at Fellowship Church, Ed Young, pretty much has a policy of pretty much letting go 10% of his staff every year. They may even have a scheduled time that they do that you know about that on hiring, but that always enables him to cut the fat, to make his business better, to make the church better. I'm not advocating you take it to that extreme, but I am advocating to understand that firing is a part of the process of growing a successful business. We obviously want the right seats on the right people on the bus in the right seats. And occasionally you're going to run across, no matter what you do or how you do it or the good screening process, there's going to come a moment when you're going to need to let staff go. Business tip number 1. As the business owner, you need to do this very gently. This is not a personal vendetta against somebody. This is not your chance to get even. You are dealing with lives, you're dealing with people, and for some of them, it will come as a shock. Hopefully, if you've done the appropriate reviews and things, they will know that this is coming. But this process needs to be done with kid gloves. It needs to be done gently. Business tips number 2, odds are, if you've hired correctly, you are letting them go because they are not the right person for the job. But they probably have amazing strengths. And during the process of the conversation where you're letting someone go, I want you, the business owner, to focus on their strengths. Hey, Susie, you have a great personality. You do great phone and great customer relations, but you are not as good at building websites. You're not as good at Photoshop as what we need for this job. Again, focus on the strengths. I think you would be great doing some sort of customer-centric type of job, maybe in outside sales or whatnot. Those are some of your strengths, some of the areas that you really excel in, but that's not quite what we need in this particular job. Again, really focus on the strengths. Business tip number 3, and I keep reading about this in more and more books that I read, and I think I'm coming around to this concept is when you let someone go, you need to tell them that no matter what, you will give them a positive reference. Again, for most of you guys that are hiring correctly, you are firing for being in the wrong seat on the bus. So you are not being negative in the reference. You are going to tell them, hey, I'm probably going to give you X amount of severance. I'm going to let you go, but we will always give you a positive reference, and you can use us as a positive reference. That gives some reassurance to the process, and also it's your investment into their future as moving on to the next job. And it's something that the person being fired can take with them as a good thing. And you will have good things to say about the person individually, but maybe not about the position that they were doing for you. So we're going to do it gently. We're going to focus on their strengths, and we're going to give them a positive reference. These are the elements that I'm studying and learning. Anything I learn, I throw over the fence to you because I want you guys to be awesome. Now go back to sleep.